What's up, guys? How we doing? How we doing? Hope you all are doing well this evening or afternoon, wherever you may be. Getting started here in just another second. Does look like all teams were sold and paid for. So thank you guys so much for that. This is our first break of 5 today. Full day of breaks. Full day of breaks. We have Optic football coming up next. We got some Cellos, then Hoops basketball. And then at 9:30 Eastern, we have some more Donruss basketball. And 10:15, I believe, another Hoops break. And I will be right back. Give me a sec. I ran out of garbage bags. Be right back, and we will begin. All right. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you check out our Discord. I do post all unsold, unpaid for teams in the Discord before we go live. And I will drop that link in the chat for you guys now. But without further ado, we have 5 backpacks and 2 blasters of 2021 Donruss basketball. All cards will ship. Good luck, everybody. Let's see if we can pull some fire for you guys. First break of the week. Let's get it. All right, we have Cody Zella, Dennis Smith Jr., JJ, James Johnson, Grant Williams, Wiggy. There is Russ Westbrook, CP3, DFS, Bogey, KD, DeRozan, Jeff Green, Bryn Forbes, Jaylen Brown, Wes Matt, Marquise Chris, Kyle Lowry, Brandon Ingram, Devin Booker, Zach LaVine. There is Brandon Clark. Great expectations of Maxey for the Sixers. League leaders, Elgin Baylor, or actually that's Wilt Chamberlain for the Lake Show. And we have a green and yellow laser, Elijah Hughes for the Utah Jams. Nice card for Utah. Desmond Bane, Rook for the Grizz. Quick for the Knicks. Najee for the Nuggets. Sadiq Bey for the Pistons. And Nesmith for the Celtics. Closing out our first backpack. Number 2. There is Kevin Love, Lonzo, Gary Harris, D. Rose, Steven Adams, Torrey Craig, MPJ, Schroeder, Julius Randle, Caruso. There is Gallo, Brooke Lopez, McDermott, Miles Turner, Mike Conley, Paul Millsap. There is Tristan Thompson, Montrez, Jason Tatum, Daniel House Jr., Drew Holiday, Dinwiddie. There is complete players of the Joker for Denver. And franchise features of Giannis for Milwaukee. And our green and yellow laser is going to be Jaren Jackson Jr. for the Grizz. There's Killian Hayes, Rook for the Pistons. Patrick Williams for the Bulls. Cassius Winston for the Wiz. Nick Richards for the Hornets. And Trey Jones for the Spurs. Closing out our second fat buck. Number 3. We have Trevor Ariza, DeJounte Murray, Dwight Powell, Anthony Simons, Scary Terry, Marcus Smart, Ennis Cantor, OG, Fred VanVleet, Pascal. There is Fournier, Rui Hachimura, KPJ, Rudy Gobert, Eric Bledsoe, Donovan Mitchell, Jake Crowder. There is TBJ, Bielitsa, Thomas Bryant, Harry Giles, Elfrid Payton, franchise features of JoJo for the Sixers, Great Expectations, Zeke Naji for the Nuggets. There's league leaders of Vince Carter for the Raps, Zeke Naji again for the Nuggets, Sadiq Bey for the Pistons, Nesmith again for the Celts, Killian for the Pistons, and Patrick Williams for the Bulls. Closing out all third. As mentioned, we have 4 more breaks coming up today. Optic Football Cellos coming up next, scheduled for 5 Eastern. Then we have Hoops Basketball, 2 Blaster, 5 Fat Pack break, 5:30 Eastern. Donruss Hangers at 9:30 Eastern. And I believe another Hoops break at 10:15 Eastern Standard Time, if I am not mistaken. And as always, you can find all of our breaks in our eBay store. And I will drop that link in the chat for you guys now. And of course, all unsold unpaids will be available in the Discord right before we go live. Full day of breaks. And we have a mostly full week coming up at you guys. Breaking tomorrow, Wednesday. Taking off Thursday for the national holiday. That is Major League Baseball opening day. And then we'll be back at it on Friday to close out our week. Got a bunch more Donruss basketball, Hoops basketball, and Optic football going this week. It's scheduled for 5, Calvin. It'll probably be about 10 after. A couple minutes late on that. All right, fact number 4. We have Kevin Huerter, Sekou, Jamal Murray, John Collins, Brown base for the Lakers, Malcolm Brogdon, D-Russ, Clint Capella, Kendrick Nunn, Kuz, Ben Simmons, Zoobs, Miles Bridges, Kobe White, Ibaka, Marcus Morris, Josh Jackson, Jordan Clarkson, Klay Thompson, Seth Curry, Dylan Brooks, Christian Wood, and Fantasy Stars, LeBron James for the LA Lakers, franchise features of Sabonis for the Pacers, Great Expectations, that is Isaiah Stewart for the Pistons, there's Elijah Hughes base for the Jazz, Woodward for the Kings, Vernon Carey for the Hornets, Azubic for the Jazz, and Denny for the Wiz, closing out our 4th fat pack. Let's see, number 5. Klay Thompson, Seth Curry, Dylan Brooks, Christian Wood, PJ, LMA, Trey, or actually John Collins, another Brown base for the Lakers, Blake Griffin, there is Ricky Rubio, T. Ross, Kristaps, Malcolm Brogdon, D'Angelo Russell, Clint Capella, Kendrick Nunn, Kyle Kuzma, Bradley Beal, Keldon, Big Ben, Zubats, Miles Bridges, franchise features of Luka Doncic for the Mavs, Great Expectations of Okongwu for the Hawks, Yellow-Green Laser, 2nd year of Thibault for the Sixers, Tyler Bay for the Mavs, Tyrell Terry for the Mavs, Peyton Pritchard for the Celtics, Maxey for the Sixers, and Josh Green for those Mavericks. Closing out all 5th batch. Number 1 for our Blasters. We got Bogey, Buddy Hield, Gordon Hayward. There is THJ, and we have jersey piece for the Orlando Magic, Aaron Gordon jersey series. Franchise features of Garland for the Cavs, Killian for the Pistons again, and the Paw for the Bulls. There is second year Ja Morant for the Grizz, Landry Shamet, Jared Culver, Sabonis, Josh Hart. There is orange of Derrick Jones Jr. for the Heat, Sadiq Bey for the Pistons, and Nesmith for the Celtics. Then we have KCP, Chris Dunn, Nerlens, James Harden, Kemba, orange of Whiteside for the Blaze, Quick for the Knicks, and Zeke for the Nuggets. There's Trey, Melo, Bertans, Otto Porter Jr., Bob Covington, and complete players, LeBron James for the Lakers, Tillman for the Grizz, and Desmond Bane for those Grizzlies. Then we have Jrue Holiday, Dinwiddie, SGA. There is John Wall, the Joker. There's Power in the Paint of Jokic for Denver, Ellaby for the Blaze, and Nico Mannion for the Warriors. Then we have Tatum, House, Galloway. There is Markelle Fultz, CJ McCollum. Great expectations of Quick for the Knicks, Okongwu for the Hawks, and Riller for the Hornets. Then we have BC, Tristan, Montrez, Dwayne Bacon, Thon Maker. Franchise features of Harden for the Rockets, Azubic for the Jazz, and Denny for the Wiz. Then we have D-Book, Zach LaVine. There is MV3, Goran Dragic, Sweet Lou, Fantasy Stars, Luka Doncic for the Dallas Mavericks, Woodward for the Kings, and Carey for the Hornets. There is Danny Green, Kyle Lowry, Brandon Ingram. There's Kristaps, Whiteside. There's orange of Marc Gasol for the Raps, Kenya Martin Jr. for the Rockets, and Elijah Hughes for the Utah Jazz. Then we have Harry Giles, Elf, Blake Griffin. There's Ricky Rubio, Terrence Ross, orange of Porzingis for the Mavs, Topin for the Knicks, and Ant-Man for the T-Wolves. Last pack of our first Blast the Box. TBJ, Bielitsa, Thomas Bryant, John Collins, brown base for the Lakers, and orange, Nick Richards, rookie for the Hornets, Isaiah Stewart for the Pistons, and Vassell for the Spurs. Closing out our first blast of off. For any of you optic people, we should be on in about 10 minutes with that break. We will message you when we are live on the eBay, though. And of course, any unsold unpaids will be on the Discord right before we go live. I got you, Brandon. Could read minds sometimes. I think we do have a couple of optic breaks coming up this week, along with the Donruss and the hoops. I also did get some more Prism EPL soccer for you soccer fanatics. I know we're a soccer group through and through, led by me, with my passion for the sport. So I will be posting those for next week. Couple more breaks. Get to hear me mispronounce players, team names, all that fun stuff. Not gonna lie, I enjoyed ripping that though last week. That's a good question, Lauren. I don't know where it is. Hopefully we find it quickly, though. Along with the manual. Boom. All right, second blaster box. We have Kuz, Jim Buckets, DSJ, Reddick, James Johnson, franchise features of Mr. Zion Williamson for the New Orleans Pelicans, Carey for the Hornets, and Azubik for the Utah Jazz. Depot, Capella, Kendrick Nunn, Devontae Graham, Cody Zell, complete players of a Giannis for Milwaukee. There's Elijah Hughes for the Jazz and Robert Woodward for the Kings. Then we have Shabazz Napier, Will the Thrill, Scary Terry, Vooch, Eric Gordon, league leaders of Bill Russell for the Celtics, Ant-Man again for the T-Wolves, and Kenya Martin Jr. for the Rockets. There is Ibaka, Marcus Morris, Harrison Barnes, Dwight Powell, Anthony Simons. Great expectations of Mannion for the Warriors. There is Vassell for the Spurs and Obi for the Knicks. Miles Bridges, Kobe, De'Aaron Fox, Ariza, DeJounte, franchise features of D-Book for the Suns, Poku for the Thunder, and Isaiah Stewart for the Pistons. Then we have Keldon, Big Ben, Zoobs, Colin Sexton, J-Rich, Orange of Depot for the Pacers, Malachi for the Raps, and RJ Hampton for the Nuggets. There's Gordon Hayward, Bradley Beal. There is Kelly Oubre, Dwight Howard, Karl-Anthony Towns, Orange of T. Ross for the Magics. There's Nawara for the Bucks. He just had a great game against the Knicks. And Theo Maladone for the Thunder. There's Hernan Gomez, Andre Drummond, Fournier, Patty Mills, Storm and Norman, and Orange rookie Jaden McDaniels for the T-Wolves, Stanley for the Pacers, and Ramsey for the Kings. Then we have Derek Jones Jr., Landry Shamet, Bogey, Buddy Hield. There is Jaren Jackson Jr., Thibault, DeAndre Ayton, complete players, Mr. John Morant for the Grizz, Jalen Smith for the Suns, and there's the ball, LaMelo for the Hornets. Then we have Chris Dunn, Nerlens, John Morant, second year for the Grizz. There's Kyrie, and jersey piece, jersey series of D-Book for the Suns. Power in the paint. That is Whiteside for the Blaze. Josh Green for the Mavs. And Kyra for the Pels. And last pack of the break, we have Carmelo, KCP, LMA, Bismack, Aaron Baines, and Great Expectations. We got another ball. LaMelo number 2 for the Hornets. Peyton Pritchard for the Celts, and Tyrese Maxey for the Sixers. To close it out, I am going to put together a quick little hit recap for you guys with some of our bigger hits from the break. There you go, Lauren. You mention it, and they start flying out. I do my best. I do my best to make the people happy. All right, guys. Some of our bigger hits from the break. We got base, second year, Ja for the Grizz twice, Brown for the Lakers twice, and a third LeBron James for the Lake Show. Franchise features Mr. Zion Williamson for the Pelicans, Luka for the Mavs, and Giannis for Milwaukee. Power in the paint of the Joker for Denver. Complete players, Ja Morant for the Grizz, Giannis for Milwaukee, and Brown for the Lakers. Fantasy stars, Lulu for the Mavs, and Brown for the Lake Show. Great expectations, we have LaMelo for the Hornets, Quick for the Knicks, Okongwu for the Hawks, and Maxey for the Sixers. Some of our bigger rookies from the break. Vassell for the Spurs 2 times. Ant-Man twice for the T-Wolves. Obi twice for the Knicks. Kenyon Martin Jr. twice for the Rockets. Okongwu for the Hawks. Denny for the Wiz 2 times. Maxey for the Sixers twice. Peyton Pritch for the Celtics twice. Quick for the Knicks 2 times. Then we have Desmond Bain twice for the Grizz. Sadiq Bey 3 times for the Pistons. Nesmith 3 times for the Celtics. Killian 3 times for the Pistons. The Paw twice and 3 times for the Bulls. R.J. Hampton for the Nuggets. Nawara for the Bucks. Maladone for the Thunder. Jalen Smith for the Suns. And Mr. LaMelo Ball for the Hornets. Jersey pieces, we got D-Book for the Suns and Aaron Gordon for the Magics. Green and yellow laser of Elijah Hughes for the Utah Jams. And our orange lasers, we have Nick Richards for the Hornets and Jaden McDaniels for Minnesota. That is going to do it for the break. We'll be back on in 5 minutes with Optic Football Cellos, and I will make those unsold, unpaid for teams available to you guys on Discord in 3. Thank you guys so much for joining. As always, peace and love all.